welcome back to the loading screen. Well, we're going to be talking about episode 4, right? Episode 4 of Welcome to Derry.
Episode 4.
So far, this has been one of my. I mean, every episode has been so great, but this one has given us so much lore and history,
Yes.
and we actually really finally got like a actual breakdown of like its origins. The Galoo. That's you know to be so.
The Galoo was interesting. I never really.
I mean,
like,
shoot, and
I
they
feel
were
like
the
we
first
should have
ones to
seen it.
encounter it. So
I know. I wanted to do more research. Like, I wonder if that was like a specific meaning for something.
right. But I think they might have said in the episode. But I did have some notes here, and I think these are just most everything I have written is mostly just like theories and like beliefs. Not I don't know how much fact is into it.
Mm-hmm.
But like here's something that people were talking about. They're talking about the little girl from the little girl clown from the 1908 flashback.
Right.
They're mentioning her. Saying Bob Gray was the original Pennywise before it or the Galoo took over, like or took his form, or whatever. That's his daughter, Bob Gray's daughter, and she goes by Perrywinkle. So there's Pennywise and Perrywinkle. That's her. That's her
Okay.
name.
It also felt like when the little kid was looking out of the telescope and he saw Pennywise out of the window, it looked like the older version. You said Perrywinkle?
Perrywinkle's the girl. Is the daughter.
Yes, it looked like Perrywinkle. Like it to me, it's just like the fit didn't look like the regular Pennywise, and it looked like it had the hair that was also standing straight up. So, like, I wonder if we'll see it take a different form in terms of like how it looks as a clown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if it just like updates its fit with the times so that it looks like a clown from that time period.
Right, and this is one thing I wanted to travel down to about continuing on with Perrywinkle. There's some rumor going around, not rumor, but belief that Ingrid, the lady that Lily has been talking to at Juniper Hill, and then she also met up with her at the restaurant. There's belief that that's Perrywinkle. Ingrid is Perrywinkle.
It definitely
One of the things that I had noticed in that scene where they were talking at the diner was that she was wearing red.
She's wearing red. There's
Like,
also
she was wearing a red cardigan, and there's like that weird. As soon as someone smiles at the camera and they leave it on them for more than 3 seconds, and you just hear you just see like a.
yeah. Oh, it's just unsettling. Yeah.
I'm like, oh. Like, you're Pennywise. Like,
Yeah.
I immediately get that feeling of like there's something wrong with you.
Right. So there is belief that she's Periwinkle. There's in the restaurant scene too. Because one thing that I've also noticed is Lily is the only person that's interacted with her so far, with Ingrid so far. And when you're watching the restaurant scene, I don't know if maybe it's the camera angle, but you can see Lily's reflection, but you can't see hers on some Dracula shit.
What?
And Ingrid's, but it could just be the camera angle, but I feel like they're making it a point. You can see everybody else's reflection if you're looking at the mirror, but you don't. But it's angled in such a way where you don't see hers, and I don't know if that's intentional. I'm starting to think that Ingrid's not actually.
genre.
Yeah,
Everything intentional.
You know.
I mean, she's the only adult in Derry that believes her. Are we really buying that?
Right, that's another
Who
thing.
happens to work at the place where she's scared to go to.
And she mentioned, like, she goes, "Oh, I do remember back when, but a group of kids going missing," and I'm like, "How are you just nonchalantly kind of?"
Yeah, and she was like, but nothing like what you've described, no.
Right.
And like, again, when you leave the camera on that person for even a split second longer than you feel like it should be, I do not trust. I don't trust like that.
Right, and then yeah, and then that's also a thing I've learned too is Pennywise can give people longer lifespans if you can stay in there. So it's like because I think she's supposed to be older. She's supposed to be as old as that general. Ingrid
She is. She does not look.
If that's her, you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
but
The other thing I noticed too. So when they were talking about his origin story, right? They touched on
hey, welcome.
Pop Pimp, but they touched
My
on
fault.
you good.
You good?
They touched on the pillars.
Yes, yes, I do have that written down here somewhere.
So I watched it part 2, and I feel like the pillars were channeled into that little containment they tried to put the lights of death or whatever into.
Yeah.
Oh, the deadlights, yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing that kind of fucked me up about that, this is on my own personal thought. They killed this nigga by insulting him.
Yeah.
And they bullied him to death.
By killing his ego. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their ego.
You're telling
that
me
part
hit
did
one of
bother
these
me
on
about
him?
it. That part did bother me about in chapter 2, and I would not mind if they kind of, I don't want to say redo it, but like chapter 1 is better. Like chapter 1's better than chapter 2.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, so I got that note written down here though about that shard. So it started with a single dagger of that meteorite that it came down in. That was like the thing they used to help protect them. But then after the settlers came in and they just ignored everything that they were saying about this area you can't be a part of, Pennywise then goes on and kills all those settlers and gets stronger from doing it. And then realizes that's what he really wants. And then that's when they had to go through and break off the meteorite again into 13 pieces and create a barrier, essentially. And that's why he can't leave Derry.
I love the fact that they use the number 13 because that's like no one uses that. Like in movies, no one uses that number, right? Like it's considered bad luck. It's considered evil. Friday the 13th has that connotation with it. And so the fact that it's 13 pillars, I think, is a really cool homage just to the number and like the meaning that it carries with certain shows.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I believe Hanlon the psychic, I'm going to write this down real quick. Hanlon's the psychic.
No.
Halloran is the pilot.
No. Other way around. You get it wrong every time, man.
I get it wrong every time. Fucking time. I'm just gonna start calling it the pilot and the psychic. So when the psychic was,
let's say pilot and psychic. There you go. That's better. Just
when the psychic was interviewing that indigenous kid.
That part was cool.
That was crazy.
I'm telling you right now, as soon as the psychic hit one of these, when he said, "That's not the psychic," I'm telling you right now, when he leaned into the camera and said, "You can tell me."
Oh, you think
that's Pennywise?
See,
I guarantee I guarantee you, doors open from both sides. So if the psychic had access to Pennywise, Pennywise now has access to the psychic. I guarantee this is Pennywise. This is Pennywise figuring out how to escape the pillars.
Well, he never escapes the pillars.
That's what he's saying, though, because the base is outside.
Well, that's because it keeps him in this. Like the pillars were meant to keep him in a specific area. In the movies, that motherfucker's like everywhere.
No, he's only in Derry.
So, no, I understand that, but I'm saying the area that they put the 13 pillars in isn't just Derry. Like I think that it's a wider area, but there's theories
the pillars create. That's Derry. That's what create the pillars were there before Derry. And that's what made Derry.
Right, but don't they expand? Like, doesn't it in It 1 and It 2, maybe they just do a good job of making the area feel bigger than what it is, and maybe I guess area. I can't gauge the size based off of like
a part of it too.
But what I'm thinking is,
I've just again,
the base is still outside of
paranoid. There's no way that the psychic leaned in that close. Smiled for that long.
No, I think
you're
it's
just cool.
So you think Pennywise is basically
Jalen,
hacking?
You're saying stuff. I can't hear you. Can anyone else?
I can hear him.
You can't hear him.
Oh, that's why I can hear him. No, Jalen, you're fine.
Oh, hold on. I remember what happened. I was
wondering. I was like, why do you keep talking over Jalen? I was like,
no, I'm so sorry. Sorry.
Good,
I accidentally had you muted from the last Arc Raiders session we did.
I had to do that.
I apologize. Please, Jalen.
No, but I'm saying you thinking that you're basically saying that Pennywise is hacking this guy's powers to be outside of Derry's border.
Yes.
I don't think he is, because don't they leave? Because he would know if Halloran there would be, because Halloran's already been affected by like Pennywise infiltrating.
Correct, but we didn't see him. We didn't see him again after that. We only see him. The last time we see him in this episode is when he's in that psychic dream or whatnot. That memory.
I think this was actually them showcasing his abilities for the first time.
Powers are really like. Yeah,
that's what I believe. Because that was Halloran.
He hit this shit right here.
Like that was like, all him. He walked.
But he didn't start. But he didn't start acting weird until he touched the slingshot, though.
No, he was being weird to him because bro spit on him. He was straight up disrespectful towards Halloran. So that was Halloran.
I mean, yeah.
That was him.
Well, see, that's what as soon as he spit on him, my mind went to, well, you just gave him something to read off of you. Like, even if it's saliva, you're still giving.
Oh, no, he can do that whenever. He can infiltrate someone's mind whenever he wants.
He's next to them.
Yeah, he just has to be, like, literally just having a conversation with them.
He only had to touch the slingshot because he didn't know Pennywise or what. You know what I mean? They needed some. Right. But I don't think what you guys are saying is true just because they wouldn't do the Pennywise thing where you believe that or whatever, and then give you so much story details because the vision is important.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
so they're filling you in, and I don't want you. They probably don't want you thinking that this is not what happened. They're literally giving you backstory in that.
Right. Yeah. No.
So
I was just saying too that Pennywise only takes form of your greatest fear, as well. And
you don't think that they could like showcase more abilities from Pennywise?
Oh, they're going to, but I think you go see It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. That's kind of
they kind of already are. I told y'all he literally is toying with these kids. I said he let them take a picture of him, and then they try to show pictures, and nothing is there. Come on,
there's some people
that was crazy.
There's some people that believe that was Ingrid in her clown costume in that picture, and that's why the adults can see that.
Fucking around.
I wondered that. I wrote this down.
Right, just
like
around.
How did the pictures change? But the one of Pennywise or Perrywinkle.
They could be Perrywinkle.
Did y'all already cover them trying to take toilet quaaludes?
What?
No,
not yet. No, we haven't gotten there yet.
wrote that down though. To that note, it must have worked. It literally must have worked because as soon as we see everything from what her name's Lily.
I was like, I don't think anybody took one, did they?
No, she dug that shit out of the toilet, and then when you walk into the room, she's looking at her friend, but she doesn't see anything. As soon as she walks into the room, we see everything from Lily's perspective, and we no longer see, her friend's eyes like
Margie
protruding from her fucking Margie.
You're saying Lily took it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought Lily was trying to grab it
into the toilet.
I thought Lily was trying to grab it to give it to her.
No, she's trying to get it.
I thought that was her goal.
But I don't necessarily believe that it worked, right? Because the operating theory is that as long as you're not afraid of that motherfucker, then it doesn't harm you. So she's a kid, so taking it probably gave her the confidence to think. You know what I mean? Because I don't think they're going to eventually figure out how to do that without the pill. I think she just did it, but she believed the pill helped, so it did. You know what I mean?
So you think it's from
placebo.
It 1, you think it's a placebo effect?
Yes. Which is some kid shit because they're children. You know what I'm saying? Because she said, I think I know something that works. My mom takes it.
Mommy's little helper.
She calls it mommy's little
little helper. Yeah, I made sure to write that down. Mommy's little helper.
They're children. They just thinking what they think. They don't even know what's real or not. So it's like that moment she believed she wasn't scared. She wasn't. Because the little black girl, she was able to fight it off. Like, that motherfucker tried to eat her. And when she first encountered it, or the second time in her room, that was her throwing the fear out the window. Fight or flight. Those are your two options. And she was like, I'm getting out of here, bro. Fuck that.
Oh, to attest to your point that she wasn't really afraid of him, do you think that's why Pennywise is fucking with her the most, to try to get her out the picture? Because after she tried to save her friend, because her friend was trying to stab herself in the face and she took it away from her while she was on top of her, and then it looked like she was trying to kill her friend. Now she's probably about to get put away.
Hear me out, right? I like to think in my head that Pennywise has been around for so long in our earthly form that it's gained a sense of humor. I think that it's doing a lot of this to be petty.
Just to fuck with her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the more
Because
fear they
going back-
gain, the more fear he puts through them, the better they taste.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That I literally wrote that down. They even touch on that.
Like
Think of
literally,
he adding all that shit. He's the fuck out of him.
making it good before he eat it, bro.
He said a little bit of scare here, a
what
dash
they
of
said
fright
that.
here.
He's making the
Niggas
Powerpuff
over here.
Girls right now.
He's making ceviche, man. It's crazy. He's like marinate.
But they
El
were
Niño
talking about that in the
ceviche.
show. They were talking about that in that episode, though. So he's like, basically, he's seasoning us. Like, he's scaring us and
He did.
seasoning
Will
us
Will
before
said
he
that.
eats us.
Yeah.
Will said that because some of the predators like the taste of, which is crazy. On a real life note, I never thought about that.
First off, let it be known that we said that the episode prior to before they put it in the script. We really
Very
like
true.
that.
Very true.
Also,
Part
We
of the reason,
predicted it.
that was part of the reason I went vegetarian for 4 years, man. It fuck your mind up when you get to thinking about the kind of meat you be eating. Pause. What? You know what I mean? Like the way them animals go out, it make it taste different. Pause. So with Pennywise, he doing the same shit. He seasoning them. He likes his food scared.
At the end of the day, one of her biggest fears was going back to that place, and guess where she about to go?
And that's what breaks my heart, dude, because I feel out of all the characters, at the moment I'm more interested in Lily because this poor girl, dude. Now obviously they kind of made her like the main character of the group. But like dude, that poor girl. Like, and I think that's Pennywise and Perrywinkle literally monkeying in the middle with her, right? But she's the ball getting thrown back and forth, and she like there's no one's going to believe her at the end of the day, and that's going to give Pennywise and or Perrywinkle every last opportunity they want to kill her friends. Like anyone associated with her could now be at risk of going to the loony bin, and if they all get sent to the loony bin, that's like serving them up on a silver platter.
dude, I think I am having a theory that's developing right now. That's Perrywinkle. I wonder if Ingrid or whatever her name is, Perrywinkle. I wonder, is Pennywise tricking her into thinking that he's actually her dad? Like anytime she sees Pennywise, she doesn't get scared because she thinks it's her dad. So I don't know. It's like does he just keep her around to help? Yeah, I don't know. I'm developing this thought
I mean,
as we speak.
she could be like the person that goes out to look for which kid could
Right,
be
you know what I
the
mean?
best target.
She's
Caesar?
Man, that sounds really dark, but
The older
He's the
version of her
Silver
is in
Surfer
shit.
for Pennywise.
I'm dead. that was such a good analogy. That was such a
that
good
really
analogy.
is.
I
I
have to
understand
get,
that reference.
but oh, I just lost my thought for a second there. Damn it.
My fault.
No, you're good. I also have to point out, Jalen, you were definitely right. Hank Rogan was with not only just a white woman, a married white woman.
A married
I
white
was
woman.
gonna
And I'm
say,
like-
As soon as he said that, I slammed my hand on the chair and I was like, he called it.
Like those are two no-nos back then.
Back then is terrible. You can't do that.
Dude.
Bro.
Well,
You
that's
said you
what-
don't
as soon as
understand.
Dude, as soon as he said that, as soon as he was like, and the wife was like, "White woman," like you could hear the tremble in her voice because she's scared for him.
Yeah, Charlotte. She's gonna be
Oh.
acting as his lawyer for sure.
do you think we're gonna see Grogan in Shawshank at all, or you think
Yes.
they're just gonna bypass it?
Yeah, they
They're definitely gonna.
because there's a mid-season trailer out, and they show the Shawshank bus and him walking towards it. So I do think she is right. He is going to have to stay there for at least a couple days, just because the paperwork's already been like throughout it.
Yeah, she said the paperwork's already been filed. They sound like they're bussing you out tomorrow, and you're pretty much like you're gonna have to spend a couple days in there.
Right.
Which what was the year? This is what I also wondered. This obviously isn't like super detrimental to the story, but I wonder. So this is what year are we in for this?
1962.
66.
62.
Okay,
This is the year
so
And also, I have a theory that I do believe that the events of Hank Grogan, and they find out that he was with the white woman, is the reason why the black spot gets
They burned
burned
down the black spot.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the leading cause to it. And we're going to see Halloran use his powers and save most everybody. Also, I need to correct myself on the previous episode. I learned that Will Hanlon does not die in the fire of the black spot. He dies in a house fire.
Yeah, they showed it in It Part 2.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking that he was part of the black spot fire, but no, it's...
No.
Well, I mean, I thought the same thing because they showed him burnt. You good, Connor?
If you watch It Part 2, there's a scene where Mike is reflecting on his childhood, and it shows his dad, Will, and his mom being burned in an apartment. They was trying to get out.
Right.
And Mike was like on a tricycle, just kind of like sitting there in shock type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
real quick, because I haven't actually seen the movies, I need to go and watch them. Is the show like a whole separate storyline, or is it touching base and
It's
digging
before
deeper
those
into
movies.
characters that are already okay? Because you're
pretty cool.
talking about in the movies they were bringing up these characters.
Yeah, they're essentially retouching on characters that have already been pre-established, and that's one of the things where you have to either obviously read the book or you have to
I gotta
just
bounce,
watch
gang.
the show.
Alrighty, bro.
All right, bro.
Show.
Hey, brother. So one of the things with this like taking place in '62,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Shawshank Redemption movie is set between 47 and 66.
Yeah.
It is entirely possible that we could get Morgan Freeman character cameo, Andy's actual character cameo.
Yeah. I think
just
we
even in
should.
passing.
I really
I think
hope-
that would be so good. I think that'd be
I
a
think-
missed opportunity
I
to
think
not
they
do
will.
that.
I think the Dick
I think-
Halloran thing was the... Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
This really adds some context to The Shining for the psychic's character, bro, because there's some things that you just wonder, like, why is he like this? And you can see that this nigga's been through some shit already. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Especially if you
Now
watch
the
The
psychic
Shining,
is
yeah.
the psychic. What role does he have in The Shining? What connects him to The Shining? Just so I'm clear.
So, The Shining, the son in the movie, who the main character is, Danny, he has The Shining. He has the same abilities, right? Dick
Okay.
Halloran he's a chef at the Overlook Hotel, and then the Overlook Hotel is something that Jack Nicholson's character is like. He's an author, but he's like in charge of like overlooking this watching over this hotel. But there's something with the hotel that caused him to go crazy, and there's but Dick Halloran is like a chef there, and he's the one that he reads Danny's mind right there and then, and they're like, oh shit, we have. So he serves as like Danny's like he's like, oh, we relate. But then Jack Nicholson kills him.
So that's the same character that we're
Dick
looking
Halloran,
at now?
Dick Halloran dies in The
Younger
Shining.
version of him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just a younger version.
Damn.
But I'm saying how what we're seeing him go through and what he's about to go through makes more like it shows why he was just so willing to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? 'Cause the motherfuckers, yeah.
that is kind of cool.
So
Well,
the Shawshank
So The
would be nice
Shining
too.
takes
Like,
place.
in 19.
The Shining takes place during the winter off season. The novel is set in 75, while
75,
the
okay.
1980 film adapts the story into an earlier time frame around 1970.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Dang, so he's literally getting done in like a couple years, in like a decade from now.
Yeah, 12. No, it's like. Oh, you're right. Yeah, 1970. Yeah, needs like 8 years.
Damn.
I would like for them to do, because I didn't realize, I forgot that they did a movie Doctor Sleep, which is a sequel of The Shining. And it's
I want to go back and rewatch that. I watched it in theaters when it came out, but I wasn't worried about like all of these things like interconnecting like I am
Yeah.
now. But I want to go back to see what connections, because his son has the shine, correct?
Danny, yeah, that's Ewan McGregor, is in that.
Yeah, which is why he's able to
I
like
haven't watched the full movie.
bypass all like the scary lady in the shower and the twins and the.
Let's see what else I have written down here. Oh yeah, Rose. Yeah, Rose, pretty much getting to know Charlotte. Just so I think she's really just trying to learn more about the military plans. I think that's why she's digging at Charlotte. But Charlotte only knows so much. Charlotte's the wife, Hanlon's wife.
Right.
Hanlon is the pilot.
If we get introduced to the black spot, finally, that was that little building that they got.
Yeah, man, it looks so good, and you see them so excited and so happy to finally have something that they can call theirs, and then you watch the next episode.
It's gonna be fucking short.
Trailer.
Simple shit.
You learn that Charlotte.
They definitely seem excited. I got a question.
Yo.
So, after he read the nephew's mind, right? Then he proceeds to ask, because I was watching while I was at work. So he proceeds to ask, okay, so where are they? Does he tell them where each pillar is, or no?
I mean, he just says, he points as soon as the door opens, and then it's white, and he points and he says,
I did see that.
Through
That's
there.
what I wasn't
And then
understanding.
he says, follow the underground tunnels, and it'll lead you to this place, and then that's when it shows the actual
white
house.
area. Because that's what's the...
I think it was just it's just like you're opening a door to another vision, another...
Oh.
I think the doors each
I don't think they...
Okay, yeah, I forgot that he was still in his head. Okay.
That part was weird, though, when his aunt's eye just droops and you're just like...
See, but here's what I'm saying. That's why I think it has something to do with Pennywise, because when he first did his touching the slingshot, eyes roll back shit, he didn't have that kind of side effect or whatever you want to call it. But as soon as go ahead.
I was gonna say, you gotta remember there's a difference though, because there's one thing he's reading someone's mind and entering someone's mind, and the other he's just visioning. He's not actually,
which is true.
But this one, I do believe it's so just
creepy.
Oh no, they did that on purpose. Yeah, they definitely, because I do think he does have a, I don't want to say sinister side to it, but like when he does this, it's pretty fucked up.
At most, anything,
he was talking to
Pennywise
a kid. Also,
he could be watching at best, Los. That's what I would say. I don't know if he's actually influencing those type of events.
I feel like Halloran
that's
would
what I
have
think at the most.
reacted.
Is I think he's taking think of it in terms of Green Goblin terms, right? You know how Goblin is always sitting at the back of Norman's mind, waiting to strike and waiting to activate at any point in time. And then I'm going to take my Hawkeye reference, doors open from both sides. The psychic even said himself, Halloran even said, I wrote it down. He said, it saw me. That's not supposed to happen. It's a two-way street. So now what if anytime Halloran activates the psychic ability, or tries to read somebody or read an item, what if Pennywise now has access to that too?
I mean,
I don't think that's too
I
far
will say that Pennywise is definitely on the hunt. He's very aware that they're trying to get to him. So it could be something he's trying to do.
But he can't get outside of Derry. That is like a point of the shards. Like, he cannot leave Derry. Then that base is outside of Derry. So I genuinely believe that is just Halloran. I think it was a point of...
It might be,
that
but
he was
that
literally
information...
looking at a kid version of that. So I think he was treating him as a kid in that moment.
That information is going to get to Pennywise somehow, or he would be trying to use that information. Because in the movies, he's not out of Derry, so whatever it can't be like he finds them, right?
No, I don't think they did. I don't know, man, because the military is never even really talked about in...
I mean, that's what they're saying on the internet. This added.
People are upset that the military plays such a big part in this right now because 9 times out of 10, when it comes to Stephen Hawking stories, military is not really involved unless it had to do with The Mist. The most that they were involved in is the very ass end of the fucking movie, and that's when you find out, spoilers. Well, actually, I don't want to spoil it. If it's a really good movie, I'd hate to spoil it, but you don't see, there's not a lot of military involvement. And I saw that people were really upset because it doesn't make sense for them to try and militarize or weaponize Pennywise. Yeah. But I think that's the thing. In this moment, in this time period, the military doesn't know that.
Right. And
like,
these people are like, do you think they're going to succeed? They made it clear that this is a prequel to the movies, so obviously they fail.
Obviously they fail. Like, and also, as of right now, I am rewatching this scene with Ingrid.
Ingrid, are you watching it? The restaurant scene?
really the way that the camera, it's always like on her or on Lily. There's really no area to see if there's a reflection. I'm trying and I'm dissecting the thing right now as we speak. It's the way they shoot it. It leaves no opening for her reflection whatsoever. So it could be both.
The lady is definitely weird. So
she's very weird. Yeah.
At least that part is true. So y'all probably spot on with it. I didn't even think about none of that. But
I even made it a
felt like that seemed weird. I'm like, oh, she's being weird. Why is she being weird?
Yes. I even made it a point because, I think the last episode we made mention of how much goes on in the background of these shows and of these episodes and of these movies. I made it a point to try and watch the background of a lot of this episode, and for the most part, things are normal. For the most part, there's nothing like nobody standing, lurking in the back, smiling or nothing like that. But Dude, this is probably me going too far, but in this scene, Ingrid has a bunch of polka dots on her shirt, and then she's wearing that red cardigan. Doesn't Perrywinkle have a couple dots on her?
Oh yeah, and I think there's always intention behind that. Like, I think it's Andy Muschietti too. He's definitely one of those directors that will throw in stuff like that. I try to see what else did I.
I wrote down.
I love the story of the entity or the Galoo. It was cast down to
the
Earth.
Galoo was really good, dude.
Cast down to
that
Earth,
whole storyline.
Exiled from their home dimension is what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it crash landed, I'm guessing, I don't think they meant for the meteorite to be able to open. But maybe.
Yeah, like that.
No, it seems like it was supposed to just encapsulate it for the rest of its time.
Right.
And just float into space, but it just so happened to fall onto Earth.
And it was there before humans even existed. Before Homo sapiens were even a thing. So that, and then he said once they had his first taste of human, it was yep.
That makes so much sense as to why it took because I was wondering that as well as to why it just took the form of a moose, but that makes so much sense because there were no.
Because it can eat. They said it can eat whatever it wants. It doesn't. It's not just humans, but humans just
are the best.
They encapsulate the most fear. They actually express when it comes to emotion and stuff like that.
One of the things that I had wrote down that I thought was really interesting is Hanlon can see balloon.
Yeah, I like that. I put down Hanlon's connecting the dots.
No one has, other than his wife, who also seems to be like, this place is kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
He is the only one, adult-wise, that has seen the balloon, and I don't know
the blood
if
on Will's hand or arm.
He saw that. Yeah, he saw the. So
Connor, you're frozen again. I don't know if that's intentional, but
I think his fear, his lack of having fear, that thing in his brain that's not there.
The amygdala.
I wonder if that is what's able to not have that blockage on him, like how the other adults can't see the pictures look completely different all of a sudden.
Or they just don't. Yeah, they just don't care.
It's a hex.
So
DERRY is a hex.
Is this Pennywise fucking with the adults though when he doesn't allow them to see him?
I think it's him staying hidden as long as possible. I don't know why he wants to. I feel like he could rule that whole area if he just wanted to.
And he could. That's what I'm saying. If he's able to make you forget about him from long distance, you don't know the limits of his power.
Right.
So if we go off the theory of what you were just saying earlier, bro's trying to get inside information, or sis is trying to get inside information.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? With that being said, he's the only one who's living off base. So this is his only connection to the military. It's no coincidence. You see what I'm saying? That the son is the one he's bothering. I think he's allowing him to see the balloon. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because
so look at this. Okay, I'm getting goosebumps because this scene is actually really scary. This is not Pennywise. That is not Pennywise. That is Perrywinkle. Look at that.
Actually, you might be on something there.
I keep saying, bro. I gotta play because I'm getting goosebumps. This shit's scary.
You're right.
That I noticed that the first time I watched it, and I was like, Pennywise doesn't usually have the, like the straight up top. He usually just had, he balding. That
And
shit
he
put
doesn't
back a little bit.
really. He don't really like pop up like that. Like he.
He's more of like a
If he's
direct,
gonna,
like I will directly scare
right?
you.
Yeah, he's gonna be like the freaking scene in
So,
the
so
second
we
one.
think maybe that's why he can see that balloon then, because that's from
Because
when.
it's
Well, no, the
Perrywinkle.
first time he saw it, Pennywise definitely did that.
The first
So
time
I
was
can't.
Pennywise with the water and the
Yeah, because
stream.
with the water.
That was definitely
But
Pennywise.
even then, he allowed him to see the marks on his
Yeah.
you know what I mean, after attack. So I really believe that he's just letting him see it. He's trying to fuck with him the only way he can through his kid. You see what I'm saying? Because he ain't scared of shit
But do
else.
you, but do you think that Pennywise obviously has not come across someone who probably has not feared him. So what if he doesn't know that he can see the balloon? What if he doesn't know that
That could be.
Hanlon can
Ooh, excuse me.
bypass that? Because
Or what if this is the way to get Hanlon scared?
That's what I'm saying. He's not scared of
That's
anything but losing his son. Because
making
as soon
him.
as his son
That's true.
is in danger, then he gets all frantic. It's not quite fear, but he's like, "Oh, my son said he saw
And he's
this,"
also
and
confused.
exactly.
Oh,
So
I
it's like
actually
his.
have something here from this
So
is actually
it's
from
interesting.
this is from Emergency Awesome. It's not just fear that anybody's could feed off of. Anxiety
See,
is something
that's
that he
the-
can also. So
I'm
what
a goner.
so if he gets him anxious,
which
which
he
I
is, 'cause
think
he gets,
he's definitely anxious.
that's probably the word I was just looking for. Because, like I said, it's not quite fear, but
Because before he even saw the balloon when he ran outside, he just thought it was gonna be some racist. Obviously, his heart's gonna be racing. Like anxiety's gonna be everywhere now.
did you see how he grabbed Buddy the first time he talked about it with him?
bro,
Oh, yeah. I think Halloran had a. I think he had a. I think Halloran had a vision right there, but we just don't know it
He
yet.
did. He probably did because he froze.
Yeah, he.
I
He
don't know if it
definitely
was
froze.
a vision. I think it was more of like a grown man to man, like, what the fuck are you doing? Get your
Oh,
Right,
fucking hands
I think
off
it
me.
was that, but like the way he kind of stood there for a second, but I mean, you could. He also probably could tell like Hanlon was freaking the fuck out. Like he was like, okay,
Yeah, he probably. But like, I'm with you on that vision shit because it's like you said, he said that he would stay out of his head. But if that's your superpower, you're not gonna. It's hard to not do it. I'm assuming. You know what I mean?
especially in their line of duty their line of duty.
And after what he just saw, the dude, you know what I'm saying? He connected to Pennywise in some way. I'm telling you, that's his way of getting to him. He's the only one traveling on and off the base.
Bro, you know what's gonna be sad?
Let me see.
The
Let me
only
see.
thing
I think Will's gonna
I'm
be the last
curious
one. It's
about-
gonna be the only kid to survive.
One thing that I'm curious about is what exactly is the military trying to, like, how are they trying to weaponize?
They don't even know that much yet.
They
They're just
really
trying
don't.
to get
I
to
think
it
they want to
first.
use.
And
They
that's-
know it induces fear, and I think they want to try to use that fear as a weapon. I think that's their. But they don't.
So,
know
and
how.
They'll
that's-
figure that part
that-
out next.
And that's what that's why they're one. I think that's why it's in this time period. We're in the Russia-Cuba Missile Crisis. In this episode, you literally, excuse me, there's a scene of the general actually listening to the radio, and they said, "Oh, Russia's moving their missiles up. They're putting them right on the dot. It's water to land range. Like it's got those capabilities." And so they're trying to. I mean, obviously, we all know this, but they're trying to weaponize it to scare them away. But they don't know, they can't, obviously, they don't know that they can't control it. They don't know that it cannot be weaponized. They don't know that it.
They don't know shit. That's why they
They
caught
don't
the
know
boy.
shit.
That's why they caught the boy, the young man, the native man.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most information they didn't have this whole time. The general low
The
key clever
whole time.
for doing this low key because he said he saw him.
James Remar is a really good actor, and I'm really glad
Yeah.
that they chose him as this general. He does a really good job of showing intent, purpose, but he has that slight like shadiness to him.
Yeah.
It's hard to read his character. You can't tell if he has good intentions, bad intentions, ill intentions, or just wants something to happen.
I think it's generic soldier, not to be rude, but like they all
You're
got
probably right.
good intentions. It's gonna end bad. He probably really is trying to help with the war in his head. But I think the fact that he ran into it already, the fear of Pennywise is not where it should be. You know what I mean? Just he trying to play in its face, and you can't be doing that, bro. He finna get y'all.
So I'm looking. Okay, so I'm trying to do some research on Perrywinkle because I never knew anything about Perrywinkle until this moment right now. And it says her specific role in the plot is being built up, and the series is intended to show how she fits into the history of DERRY. So I wonder if it's possible that that is Pennywise's first vessel, first attempt at maybe being a clown. You know, like, are we sure he's been a clown this whole time? Did he get this idea from Perrywinkle and he's using that
He
now?
got
And then
the
maybe
idea
No.
from
Bob
Pennywise
Gray.
himself.
Bob
Yeah,
Gray
Bob
Pennywise
Gray.
was a real clown, and Perrywinkle is his biological daughter. And then, because Pennywise was an actual clown. That's what we were calling it, the entity.
Mhm.
He took the form of that clown, and I think he killed Bob Gray. And I think he's been manipulating Perrywinkle, or I don't know, who knows, or maybe he killed them both.
I mean, again,
and he's been doing both, taking the form of both of them.
If it actually has the sense of humor that I think it has, it wouldn't be crazy for it to be for it to raise a child.
Right. And
I mean,
and in Juniper Hill, that's in Derry, right?
Mhm.
All right. So, I mean, he could have, for all we know, all those crazy people. He just has her running that shit. It's not.
Either way, Perrywinkle is an adult, and that's another motherfucker that can see it. So adults can definitely see the shit if they wanted to, or if it wanted to be seen.
but I think that's the thing is that's what makes me feel like he doesn't know that, or maybe
It's nuts.
if it wanted to scare
Hanlon?
the pilot, Hanlon, if he wanted to scare Hanlon, the
way to do it is
he's
to get
got a
to his
lot
son.
of people that he's trying. He's got a lot of people right now that he's trying to scare. He's got a lot of people right now that he's trying to kind of like just what's the word I'm looking for? Like group them up essentially, right? So maybe this is it trying to create an extension of himself, and maybe that's Perrywinkle. Maybe he's sending her out, you know, because it also looked like Perrywinkle was the one in the cemetery. It doesn't seem like it was it.
I really think so because, again, he changed all those pictures except for that one.
Yeah.
Except for that one.
Maybe
and then we see that same clown make an appearance. Exactly.
Right.
You know, if she is a physical form but doesn't have the same abilities as it could just be that is an extension of it, and he's trying maybe not to show himself yet, because we've also seen that the only time we saw but the only time that we also saw it was his eyes. You know, it seems like
here's what I'll say, right? So if this was her in the cemetery, right? There were definitely actual supernatural things going on. So Pennywise would have had to do that, or he's giving her some sort of piece of his power, or just helping her for whatever reason. I think in a way that he just set up, what is her name, Lily, to make it look like she was stabbing her friend. I think he's doing the same thing to everybody else on the show to get what it wants. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the reason why you send.
That brings me to my point earlier, because if anyone is attached to Lily, or friends with Lily, and now that all the kids went to the police to the police station and said, look, they're going to get thrown into the same category as Lily, and that's a loony.
Man, I think.
And if Ingrid is the one that runs the fucking loony bin or has access to the loony bin, she could be funneling these kids straight to Pennywise.
Could be. Very well could be.
I guess Pennywise wouldn't need the loony bin for that, though. I think it's all just to fuck with everyone. Again, like I said, you can't.
Well, yeah, it's all a mind game. That's what I'm saying. Like,
He
you're
could
right.
scare,
He doesn't
he
need
can
to do
scare
that.
them anywhere. You don't even need that. He's just playing a long game. I think he's trying to see what's up with the military, and the only way to do that is to get to one of them. And there's only one of them who's not on the base. That's what it comes down to. So I'm gonna torture your kid until I get what I want. And that goes for all the adults on the show, basically.
Man, it's gonna be crazy because
Yeah.
Will's probably gonna be. I don't know how many of these kids are gonna survive, but Will, we know he does because he doesn't die until pretty much right before the events of It Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Man. And that's what sucks is that they make us like these characters, and they.
He is such
Dude,
a good
he is
actor.
incredible. When he, it wasn't even a scream, bro. When he shrieked after he saw, almost say it, after he saw Perrywinkle outside the door, or outside of his window, dude, like that again. It gave me goosebumps. It gave me chills. And then when he's explaining to his mom that this is what happened, you know, Lily had a camera. She was trying to get pictures of it, and he just breaks down.
Right, the way he just starts
That
just
kid has
hyperventilating.
skill.
Yeah, he just starts because that's what would happen to a kid. He can't explain his thoughts. Like,
Is anyone else? Hold up.
what?
Right after that.
Is it just me that? Is anyone else tweaking?
No,
What?
No.
he'll be right back.
But what I'm saying is, right after he told his mom what was going on, now all of a sudden, Pennywise is not afraid to try to grab him in front of his dad. That's not a coincidence. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have been remained hidden this whole time, and then boom.
Yeah, I'm curious to know because like my camera's going out of focus.
It's like he wants to be seen by him, bro. He literally wants to be
By
seen by
them
him.
specifically. I want to know what happens to the because they don't really go into Leroy. That's his name, Leroy Hanlon, the pilot. Him at all, really, in just until the first movie. Because then there's Will, his son, then there's Mike. Mike is his grandson. Oh, Will said his Discord crashed. Oh, there he is. Hello?
Maybe.
So, Squires,
Hello.
Yeah.
you've already seen the next episode trailer? I haven't watched it yet.
Yes, I did. I watched. I don't know if it's next episode or if it was the mid-season.
Mid-season.
But yeah, they showed a lot of what's about to go down. I want to know, like, with the Hanlon family, those are you technical difficulties?
I think so. Hang on.
I'm actually curious to see it.
His Discord crashed.
I'm fucking with the show. Who would have thought I would have been into it for real?
Right.
Man,
I was at
really,
work, had me talking to the damn screen, bro.
I didn't realize there was so much lore, and I didn't realize all of Stephen King's stories really like were interconnected like this. You know, we're supposed to be getting the Mist type of, type of connection, which I'm assuming is going to be military relevant. Oh, here's the college football rankings. Notre Dame is still number 9. Michigan's still 18. I don't know why wouldn't they move up?
Testing.
Yep, there we go.
Yo.
What the fuck happened? So everyone turned into a robot, and then I tried to rejoin, and it literally wouldn't let me rejoin on any of my devices. What did I miss?
Oh, that's
Basically, what I was saying is, I don't think it's coincidence. Right after he tells his mom what's going on, now all of a sudden the dad is able to see basically Pennywise. Like, he tried to snatch him flat out in front of the dad. Oh.
Good?
Yep, I'm in.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah,
Okay.
like, he let the scars be shown. He tried to drown a little boy in front of his dad. Like I said, he's after the dad for sure.
Do you think the dad maybe provides a challenge that Pennywise has never had before? So maybe that's why he likes it?
Think
Could be.
so. I think so. I think it's like, oh, all these guys got fear. Oh, you're anxiety. Oh, I haven't had that in a while. But no, I wonder if like with him being the pilot and being next to Halloran doing the whole psychic thing on the slingshot, I wonder like if that if there was some type of connection there, because he's definitely like I think we could all agree, yeah, like Pennywise is absolutely fucking with the Hamlins right now, and I think the wife might be next. Well, I don't know. I think the wife's story
he's just trying to get all the soldiers to a point where he could kill all of them at once. That's probably his main goal.
That's probably
because whatever happens, got to be so bad that bro decided to get out of the military. You know what I mean?
Right, and go to wherever. I think it's in Colorado. Is the events of The Shining? I think it takes place. Yeah. It takes place somewhere in Colorado.
So like, I'm just assuming they all about to get massacred. Like,
I think so.
Kind of like how the Native people did in that flashback. Like, I think that.
Yes, I think
Pennywise need another big meal, and I think he trying to create it, or she trying to create it.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because in the story, in the Legend of the Galoo, the more he kills and the more he eats, the stronger he gets. So, to Jalen's point, if he gets a big feast like this, maybe he thinks he'll be powerful enough to get up and out of maybe the hex that is keeping him in. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up about the hex that I noticed that I thought was very interesting, all but one of those pieces I noticed, one of those pieces, and I think it was the biggest piece and the one that they chiseled out and everything, it was placed inside of 2 turtle shells.
Oh.
It was encased in, one on the bottom, boom, the artifact goes in, another one on the top, and then they buried it. So I wonder if Pennywise thinks that if maybe he can destroy one pillar, or maybe if he can get the military to collect another pillar, that obviously the hex becomes weaker. He kills more, he becomes stronger. So maybe that's how he can spread more of his influence further. But I thought that was really interesting that they put it in a turtle shell.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was only one. Yeah, it was only one. The rest you just see them like covering with dirt. And like that's it, and then they just light the fires over it.
That's definitely got to be some intention behind that. Yeah.
Like the main pillar or something, I guess.
Maybe.
Right, like maybe the one that was encased. Maybe that's the dagger that the Great Warrior used, and the rest are just the artifacts that they have collected. The original right?
One, yeah, because it started off with just one shard, and then once Pennywise ate all the settlers. Because
they were like,
nope, we're gonna take this. No, we'll have fun with it.
We need the whole fucking.
He ate the entire thing. They decided like, oh, it's gonna take more than one shard. We need to fucking. Right,
yep. And then and that kind of goes back to my theory of. I feel like the area that the pillars were in were smaller than. I mean, I don't know. I guess because it's 50 years, the general comes back. He even says, "Has it really been 50 years already?" But like, I don't know. I feel like the area and maybe it's just a perception thing, but it looked like the area that they trapped him in was smaller than what the town of Derry ended up being.
Someone actually, I just read this about to go back to the when Halloran he did that little creepy smile. They said someone actually said he goes usually the actual trademark of Pennywise when it comes to smiling. It's actually the lazy eye.
I see, and
he doesn't do it though.
Right, the ant does.
No, you can't. Pennywise doesn't do it to 2 different faces. I'm saying no, it's not the drooping eye, the lazy eye, the eye that drifts off. Did
Halloran have an eye that drifted off?
No, Pennywise does. He says that's what it's not the smile, it's his smile plus if his eye were to we're pretty much saying that is Dick Halloran smiling. He's just I think you're supposed to be in the perspective of a child.
But we've never seen it possess someone, have we? So
no, he only takes their form to.
Do we know which eye it is of his that does that?
I don't know. You gotta.
The only reason I ask is because in this scene right here, hold on. In this scene right here, look, I know it's a droopy eye, but it's still the eye nonetheless.
No,
it still has that same effect.
That's Halloran stopping the memory, pretty much. That's him saying cut. I'm telling you, this is us seeing Halloran's ability, what he
full
can
potential.
Do. Yeah, because typically before any of that were to happen, Pennywise makes his presence known, like in the room or not in the actual psychability itself, unless you're actually trying to like penetrate. Pause. Enter his.
Again,
I'm trying to penetrate his psyche.
I just feel like the base is so far off from.
No, I think it is too. I think
DERRY that he just can't get there
because they keep the base separate from the digging site. You remember they had to go.
They do.
They had to keep it. The digging site is in DERRY, but the actual base, I think they keep it intentionally away.
I rewatching this scene and kind of looking at the scale of how far all the pillars are separately. You guys are probably right. You guys are probably right in the sense of like that probably is DERRY. It doesn't get any bigger than that. But like, I wonder because in this legend, they trap it in the woods, and then when fast forward to the general as a kid, they said it doesn't leave the woods, but now it seems like that motherfucker's everywhere. And it does look bigger when I think about it. It does look pretty big.
I need to know.
He couldn't leave the woods in the beginning because he wasn't strong enough.
No, correct. But I'm saying I wonder if. Hold on, I think I lost my train of thought. That was going to connect that.
I'd be doing that to myself all the time.
I wonder if. And it's difficult because we don't see the development of DERRY. We're given this legend, and then boom, there's a whole town here.
Yeah, that was one thing I was kind of questioning because I'm like, how? Yeah, because I see what you're saying, because that was 1908 when they said he couldn't leave the forest. But I'm like, how? When did DERRY get established? That's my thing. When did the settlers come through? Because clearly the settlers had to have been there already because the general's white, and I think the settlers was like in the 1800s, wasn't it?
And they even say, the aunt even says before manifest destiny, right? Mm-hmm. And so everyone came in, cleared them out. The only reason I believe that DERRY was almost allowed to be built is because I think it was in his slumber.
Oh, that's like I
wonder
it could be,
but and so maybe he woke up 30 years later and was like, oh shit, like 27 years later and was like, oh shit, now there's this whole town above me, it's free reign. So maybe what if he's not even worried about breaking out of the pillars anymore? He's basically just got a whole fucking feeding ground, and that's all he needs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's the way he looks at it for sure.
Because his base is under everything. It's all under the pipes.
First off, this pillar shit, it doesn't do anything for the story of it. I think that's just showing you what they did. There's got to be a way to nerf him. Basically, that's just showing you why he never left DERRY.
They're giving you an explanation as to why he's never gone outside DERRY in further movies, I would say.
Yeah. Because once he got his taste of human, like he probably wasn't even trying to leave DERRY, and he may not be trying to leave now. He's just becoming privy of them trying to come after him. You see what I'm saying?
So do we think that maybe the pillars stunt his true potential, and that's why he's using Perrywinkle as almost like an extension of himself to do this? Because that makes me wonder why we haven't seen him physically yet, but we've seen Perrywinkle physically. And then when you go to the It movies, all you see is Pennywise. He's popping out of the kids and screen projectors. Yeah. He's corrupting people in the library.
Is in chapter 2, but she's like an old lady. Ingrid, yeah, she's the one that the redhead girl talks to. The old lady.
The one who ends up turning into that naked, ugly...
Yeah, that nasty, the weird ass, yeah. That's supposed to be
Ingrid. Oh my god! That brings it... Dude, of course that's an extension of Pennywise then. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Of course! Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure, I think Charlie said that. Emergency Awesome said that. I'll have to go back and watch, but yeah, I'm pretty sure
What
they
if-
said that's Ingrid, and she's like
What if-
100 some years old.
This motherfucker Pennywise, out of all the years that it's been alive, just decided to befriend a human once. Like, it probably is not more than that, if I'm being real. Like, I don't think that would be a strange thing for an entity who's been on Earth for so long to attempt different things. This is the one human it got close to. That's why it kept her alive for 100 years.
Right, and
Right.
also it probably only helped him gather people
She's
around
been
him.
helping him. So why not? They probably just had like a codependent
Watch
relationship.
her be
It's probably like
responsible for all these kids getting killed.
if you're traumatized by your dad dying and this thing can turn into your dad, then
Why wouldn't you follow him? Damn.
She probably
Look at
turns
us
some-
go.
Bro. She turns up scary. She goes, "No, go back." And he's like, "Wait, you're not scared? No, go back."
Yeah.
But no, I think
Maybe she's
responsible
the reason that
because Will is the only one, at least the only Will is the only one that's going to survive out of these group of kids because he grows up to have Mike in the It movies.
Well, see, and that's why I was really surprised to see that he wasn't more so the main character and that Lily is the main character. Because why bother
Well-
making someone who isn't going to survive the main character and not make it this kid?
Actually, according to the show, the main character is Leroy. Leroy is the pilot. Leroy Hamlin. According to New Rockstars and them, they apparently he's the main protagonist.
He's definitely the like a focal point of this show. But I guess because I guess you could split them into two groups. Lily seems like the main character of the kids.
Yeah,
And then the pilot seems like the main character of the adults for sure. But I guess I'm just curious as to why they wouldn't just focus on this family as a whole for the main character portion of it all. So maybe Lily survives. Maybe she leaves. Maybe some of the kids get out before it gets too crazy.
Never gets mentioned again she's never mentioned in the movies, or at least as far as I'm concerned. You would think if someone who's been through this and survives, but I guess
She could have just left and fucked off for the rest of her life.
because you forget
Maybe-
when you leave.
Exactly. That's if
would've.
you get to leave.
I would have. You can't remember the sound of Derry? Yeah, it's probably for the best.
No. All right. Like, yeah, no, it just blows my mind because the more the episode goes on, the less I understand of what Hanlon's true purpose is. Or excuse me. Yeah. Because if he was supposed to be the one that the general trusted to go through all this because he couldn't get scared, but now Pennywise is subtly moving in, kind of making him uneasy, because you don't necessarily see fear, but in this scene right here that I'm watching, he's looking into his son's eyes. The balloon floats across, and it's almost fear. Like it.
I
to
mean, bro,
Jalen's point,
after everything you just went through, and all of a sudden you just see a red balloon floating, wouldn't that kind of freak you out? You're like, but what the fuck is that?
The first time you see it, it wouldn't be enough to really fuck with you. It's the 2 times that do fuck with you. So like, okay, Dad, there's somebody outside the house, and then boom, the balloon again. Now you like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, there's some type of correlation going on here. He's connecting the dots. You're watching him connect the dots, like.
Yes, very clearly. And then he ends up walking into the general's office, and he's like,
What the hell are you-
the fuck do you have us hunting down?
My PlayStation just shut off. That just fucked me up. It's because of the conversation we had.
Stranger Things.
We get that soon.
Yeah, very true. I'm very excited for that. November 26th. There's just so many variables that are happening right now. I think right now this is episode 4. How many are we getting?
I think 8.
8?
Yep, so we're halfway through.
So-
That makes sense.
So
To get
let
the
me
mid-season trailer.
let me clarify, Love. So you think that Pennywise at this moment is not strong enough to take a true physical form, which is why he's using, because we're in an earlier time period. I guess that could be true.
When you think about it,
I guess,
50
yeah, we
years
really
ago, 50 years ago, when the general was a kid, he was told it cannot leave this
Yeah, it can leave this
these
forest.
woods. So what in that time frame, 50 years go by. Maybe he's hibernating for 27. He clearly was, because now he's back and active. But through that time period, obviously he's not feeding, he's not doing anything. He's literally just in slumber. So I truly believe, since we have not physically seen Pennywise and we have only physically seen Perrywinkle, that he's using her as an extension to bring the kids to him.
Could be, yeah.
Now, I still believe that he, even if he's not strong enough to go out himself physically, it's clear that he is still warping reality for these children. It's very evident that he still has the ability and the power to mess with their minds. Perrywinkle is just the ability for him to like go out. And that's what I truly believe in this moment. I've never heard anything of a Perrywinkle before. I've never heard it brought up, even when the movies were out. Mm-hmm. So for this to take place now, there has to be a reason for Perrywinkle being a vital character in this moment. Yeah. And I think it's his, like, a vessel for him, essentially. She's like, use me, Pennywise, and I will do your bidding.
The dirty word, basically.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, for the sake of the video, this is just there. We have no idea if Ingrid is that or not. This is just
correct. This is all hypothetical, but this is what I love.
It's such a cool
picture, like the pause picture that you showed when you was like, "Look at this." That looks
like that Perrywinkle that we saw.
I don't know why it just makes me. Oh, I hate clowns. I just get like chills every time I think about that scene. But like, what other theories or hypotheticals could we even come up with that as to why Pennywise isn't doing the dirty work himself? Because in the movies, that motherfucker, he woke up after 27 years, didn't even fucking eat a kid. He took a chunk out of bro's side.
Yeah,
because he's trying to just he's trying to do what he can now.
That was
and
so
if Ingrid is now Ingrid is now an old lady, she can't hold his form until he uses her one last time to scare the shit out of.
I forgot her name.
Beth.
Beth.
I
want to say it's Beth or something like that. But yeah.
No. Yeah. So I truly believe that Perrywinkle is a vessel for Pennywise and nothing else at the moment.
It makes sense. Oh man.
Because that would also make sense as to why she was the only one that would show up in that photo. Pennywise, I don't think would have let himself be seen by adults.
I think and I think he keeps the adults awake just because the kids are. He wants the parents to think the kids are crazy, and to continue to drive them crazy. And I think that only amplifies their fear even more that they know that their parents are not going to help them.
Which just goes back to my theory of I think it's very plausible that they could all get sent to the loony bin, and that's where essentially he's like funneling them all from. Because you're a kid, you get sent to the loony bin, you're scared. We clearly see that Lily's been terrified every time she goes in there. So what makes us think that those kids wouldn't be more scared coming back out?